What ancient DNA could unlock the secrets of one of the most fascinating civilizations in history, the ancient Israelites? You're about to embark on a journey where science meets scripture and history comes alive. This isn't just another history lesson. This video uncovers groundbreaking research that connects modern genetics to the people of the Bible. You'll hear stories of migrations, cultural resilience, and astonishing connections that link the Israelites to both their descendants and unexpected communities across the world. What might these discoveries reveal about ancient history, and even about us? The ancient Israelites shaped civilizations, religions, and traditions for thousands of years. But their story didn't end there. It's still being written today, in labs and research centers where scientists decode the genetic clues they left behind. From their beginnings in the land of Canaan to their influence on global culture, every piece of their journey is written in their DNA. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the genetic tapestry of the ancient Israelites, but also gain insights into how their DNA connects Jewish communities like the Ashkenazi, Sephardic, and Mizrahi, and even groups far beyond. These revelations hold the power to transform how we view history, identity, and the interconnectedness of humanity. So, who are the closest modern descendants of the Israelites? What secrets do their genes still hold? Let's unravel the mystery together. The genetic map of ancient Israelites. Picture this. Over 3,000 years ago, a small group of people wandered through the sun-scorched lands of Canaan. They lived by faith, led by figures like Moses and Joshua, their stories immortalized in sacred scriptures. Little did they know that their DNA, the very essence of who they were, would become a key to unlocking their past and connecting them to the present. Fast forward to today, and scientists are doing something remarkable, using advanced genetic tools to trace their footsteps, revealing a roadmap of migrations, trials, and triumphs etched into their genes. It's like finding a treasure map buried in the sands of history. Genetic studies confirm a core Middle Eastern ancestry that ties Jewish groups like the Ashkenazi, Sephardic, and Mizrahi back to the ancient Israelites. But here's where it gets fascinating. Each group carries unique genetic markers that tell their own incredible stories. The Ashkenazi, for example, show a blend of ancient Israelite DNA and European influences, while the Mizrahi maintain a pure genetic link to the Israelites of old. In Genesis 12:01, God tells Abraham, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you." This command set the stage for the journey of a people destined to leave their mark on history, not just in stories, but in their very genes. But what do these genetic variations mean for their historical journeys? How did the Israelites adapt, survive, and preserve their identity through centuries of dispersion and hardship? The answers are as stunning as they are inspiring. Include visuals of genetic maps showing the spread of ancient Israelites into different regions. If you could trace your ancestry to the Bible, what part of the story would you hope to discover? Share your thoughts in the comments. As we dive deeper, we'll explore how these genetic markers reveal not just migrations, but cultural resilience. What makes each Jewish community unique, and how have they preserved their shared heritage through it all? The diversity of Jewish genetic profile. It's the 15th century, and Jewish families are scattered across Europe and the Mediterranean, clinging to their traditions while navigating the challenges of exile, persecution, and cultural blending. These are the Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews, two groups whose stories are woven together by threads of ancient Israelite ancestry and the experiences of diaspora. The Ashkenazi Jews. Picture the bustling streets of 18th century Poland, or the vibrant Jewish quarters of Germany. Ashkenazi Jews, thriving in these regions, carried with them traditions rooted in biblical Israel, but shaped by centuries of life in Europe. Through genetic studies, we now know that their DNA tells a story of remarkable complexity. About 28% of their ancestry can be traced directly to the ancient Israelites, while the remaining 60% reveals European influences, a reflection of generations of adaptation and survival in foreign lands. This blending of genetics wasn't accidental. It came from centuries of intermarriage, migrations, and assimilation during times of both peace and turmoil. And yet, their resilience ensured that the core of their heritage, both cultural and genetic, remained intact. The Sephardic Jews. Now shift your gaze to the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal. Sephardic Jews, whose name derives from Sepharad, the Hebrew term for Spain, carried a slightly different, yet equally compelling genetic legacy. While their roots also extend back to ancient Israel, Sephardic Jews show a slightly higher percentage of Israeli ancestry compared to Ashkenazi Jews. This was shaped by centuries of life under Islamic and Christian rule, where they thrived as scholars, merchants, and community leaders before the tragedies of the Spanish Inquisition dispersed them to North Africa, the Ottoman Empire, and beyond. Even as they faced forced conversions and expulsions, the Sephardic Jews carried their traditions, language, Ladino, and unique blend of Mediterranean and Middle Eastern heritage to the corners of the world, enriching global Jewish culture. Ashkenazi Jews, approximately 20–28% of their DNA is Semitic, directly linked to ancient Israelite ancestors. The rest, up to 60%, reflects European genetic influences from their centuries in Central and Eastern Europe. Sephardic Jews, with a slightly higher percentage of Israeli ancestry, they carry the imprints of both their Middle Eastern roots and the Mediterranean lands they once called home. But among all these groups, who holds the closest genetic connection to the ancient Israelites? Could it be someone we've overlooked? A community whose story is less well known but no less fascinating? Mizrahi Jews, the closest link. In the ancient lands of Babylon and Persia, modern-day Iraq and Iran, Jewish communities thrived, preserving their faith and traditions through millennia of conquests, exiles, and cultural upheavals. These are the Mizrahi Jews, a people whose connection to the ancient Israelites remains remarkably unbroken. Their synagogues echoed with prayers in Hebrew, and their lives revolved around the same Torah that shaped their ancestors in the time of King David. Now imagine the sheer resilience it took to maintain their identity through empires like Babylon, Persia, and the Islamic Caliphate. While the world around them changed, they remained steadfast, a living link to the Israelites of the Bible. But how close is this connection? Genetic studies reveal something extraordinary. Over 63% of Mizrahi Jewish DNA traces directly back to the ancient Israelites. This makes them the closest modern relatives of the biblical Israelites. A discovery that brings history and science into perfect harmony. The Mizrahi Jews hold a unique position among Jewish communities, their DNA offering a direct window into the genetic heritage of the early Israelites. This unbroken lineage reflects their roots in the Levant and their minimal intermarriage with other populations, preserving a distinct Semitic identity. For example, their use of Judeo-Arabic and Aramaic in religious texts mirrors the languages spoken during the Babylonian exile, as mentioned in Ezra 4:7, which describes letters written in Aramaic during the reconstruction of the temple. This linguistic continuity is a testament to their deep connection to biblical times. But are the Mizrahi Jews the only group with such profound ties to the Israelites? Or could other communities like the Beta Israel of Ethiopia or the Samaritans hold equally fascinating keys to this ancient story? What do you think it means for a community to maintain such a strong connection to their ancestry? Could modern genetics help us uncover even more hidden links? Let us know in the comments. Did you know about the Mizrahi Jews and their unique connection to the ancient Israelites? Unexpected connections beyond the Jewish diaspora. A small, isolated community nestled in the highlands of Ethiopia, clinging to ancient traditions passed down for millennia. They call themselves Beta Israel and claim a heritage unlike any other, that of the lost tribes of Israel. But is their story just a legend, or could science finally confirm their connection to the ancient Israelite? Let's step back for a moment. The Bible speaks of the 10 lost tribes of Israel scattered after the Assyrian conquest. Could it be that the Beta Israel are one of these tribes? Their customs, rooted in the Old Testament, mirror ancient Jewish practices, observing the Sabbath, dietary laws, and a reverence for the Torah. Their community stories echo tales of migration during the reign of King Solomon, perhaps even linked to the legendary Queen of Sheba. In recent years, genetic science has stepped in to answer what tradition alone could not. DNA studies reveal that the Beta Israel share significant Semitic markers, tying them to other Jewish groups and ancient Israelites. This isn't just a claim, it's a tangible link, bridging continents and centuries. And they're not alone. The Samaritans, a small yet ancient community still living in modern-day Israel, retain a genetic heritage that directly connects them to the Israelites of biblical times. Together, these groups highlight a story of resilience, migration, and the enduring thread of identity. But what do these genetic connections truly mean? How do they reshape our understanding of Jewish history? And what broader implications do they have for the entire Semitic world? Could there be even more surprising connections waiting to be uncovered? Consider the words of 2 Kings 17:6. In the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria captured Samaria and deported the Israelites to Assyria. Could this verse hold the key to understanding the origins of these communities? What do you think? Could the Beta Israel truly be descendants of the lost tribes? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. We'd love to hear your perspective on this fascinating discovery. Ancient Israelites and their neighbors. What if I told you that the ancient Israelites weren't an isolated group, but deeply connected to their neighbors through shared ancestry, culture, and history? Picture the bustling Bronze Age Levant, a crossroads of civilizations where Israelites, Canaanites, and other Semitic peoples thrived side by side. The connections run so deep that even today, DNA tells a story of shared origins. Did you know that Palestinians, Druze, and other Levantine groups share up to 81% of their ancestry with these ancient peoples? It's like uncovering a hidden thread that ties us all to a distant past. Let's go back in time to the land of Canaan. The Israelites weren't just a people of faith, they were a community shaped by their environment and neighbors. The Bible mentions frequent interactions with the Canaanites, Philistines, and Amorites, sometimes as allies, sometimes as rivals. In fact, Numbers 13:29 describes how the Israelites saw their neighbors. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south. The Hittites, the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the hill country. And the Canaanites dwell by the sea. These neighbors weren't just names in a story, they were part of a shared heritage that would leave a lasting imprint. Fast forward to today, and genetic research brings the Bible's stories to life. Studies reveal that modern Palestinians, Druze, and other Levantine peoples carry significant traces of Bronze Age Levantine ancestry. This shared DNA connects them not only to the ancient Israelites, but also to Canaanites and other Semitic tribes that shaped the region's history. It's a testament to the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations and the way their stories are etched into the very fabric of who we are. Imagine the Levant thousands of years ago, a vibrant melting pot of trade, migration, and cultural exchange. The Israelites worshipped Yahweh, but their language and customs often mirrored those of their neighbors. Even the famous Song of Songs in the Bible echoes Canaanite poetic styles, showing just how deeply intertwined their lives were. This wasn't a clash of isolated tribes, it was a shared journey through history. But what does this shared genetic legacy mean for us today? Could understanding these ancient connections reshape how we view modern identities, cultures, and even conflicts in the region? The answers might just challenge everything we think we know about the past and its influence on the present. What do you think about these genetic links between the Israelites and their neighbors? Leave a comment below. Do you believe these shared origins could hold lessons for today's world? We've journeyed through time, from the deserts of Canaan to the bustling streets of ancient Jerusalem, from the migrations of the Israelites to the genetic threads that connect them to their neighbors and their descendants today. But here's the question: how does knowing their story reshape how we understand our own? What secrets might still be hidden in the DNA of these ancient people, waiting to be discovered? The ancient Israelites were more than a group of people. They were the cornerstone of a history that shaped faith, culture, and even the world we live in today. Their story reminds us of the resilience of identity, the power of connection, and the shared heritage we all carry in one way or another. But this is just the beginning. Every new study, every new discovery brings us closer to unraveling the mysteries of who they truly were and how their legacy continues to shape humanity. It's your turn. What do you think about the genetic legacy of the ancient Israelites? Did something in this video surprise you? Maybe it sparked a question or a thought about history, identity, or even your own heritage. Share your ideas in the comments below. And if you found this video as fascinating as I did while creating it, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who loves uncovering the mysteries of the past. Let's keep this conversation. Thank you so much for watching to the end. It means the world to me. If you're as passionate about uncovering the hidden stories of history and faith as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We've got so much more to explore together, and I can't wait to take you along for the journey. Next time, we'll dive even deeper into the legends of the lost tribes of Israel. Could they still exist today, hiding in plain sight? Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and may God bless you.